Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Are you a college counselor?
Am I a college counselor? No,
Yeah.
I'm not a college counselor, but I do work with
Mm.
individuals who are either entering college, in college, or going post college.
Okay. So like how do you help them?
I help them identify what it is that they want to do. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, when you're still in high school, you have all the opportunities, but you might not know exactly how to make the right decisions about where to head and what your career is going to look like and what kind of things you should be pursuing. And then when you do enter college, sometimes you choose the wrong things, and sometimes you take courses and then get degrees that aren't suitable for you for a long term career. So I help people identify what it is that they want to do for the rest of their lives and what do they want in order to be able to maybe transition from one career to another and have the type of future that they want based on their talents and their passions and things like that.
Oh, so what do you call them?
I'm sorry?
Like what should I call you? Like if not college counselor, life coach.
I'm a coach, yes. I'm a career coach. I'm a life
Uh,
coach, business coach, and career coach.
oh, nice. So like how often one should meet you to stay on the track?
How often?
Should one meet you? Like how many meetings they would need with you?
Right. Well, it really depends on the individual. So sometimes it only takes one or two meetings to really define where it is, what choices they want to make. And sometimes I have people that I work with that take a few weeks or even months to figure it out because they have other issues that they're dealing with. So really we look at what's going on internally. My passion and my focus is emotional intelligence. So I make sure that you really understand yourself in order to be able to make decisions that are going to affect you um, for for a long duration of time or even the rest of your life. So we look at unpacking all of that and understanding what drives us, what motivates us, what inspires us, what do we need to live a fulfilling life, and what does that even look like for us. Um, so that can take anytime from a few meetings to a few weeks of meetings.
Yeah. So like if a student is like kind of like high school student is kind of like uncertain what career he want to choose, what what thing he want to choose in college, like he want to study physics or like arts, so like he's confused. So what is your process to like come to reach to a conclusion that okay, this is the good right subject for you and you should take it? Like
Right.
how do
So what we do is we go through a series of analysis of exercises to really identify what it is, where the strengths are, and where the passions are. And it has to be a combination because sometimes you're really good at something, but maybe you don't enjoy that. Or maybe you're not so good at something, but you really do enjoy it and you have a passion for it. So, how do we get you to be better at that? Will it come naturally? Do you need to take more courses? Do you need to have some self improvement and development, personal development? So it really depends on what it is, the path that you want to go on. The problem that I find with young individuals that are in high school, finishing high school and moving on to the next level, is that sometimes their families push them to do something. Sometimes they might come from a line of, say, lawyers or accountants or doctors, and they're just kind of expected to go that route. But if you look at what it is that they want to do, it doesn't really line up with their vision for their future. So we have to look at, is there an outside influence, right, into what it is that you're going to be doing? Are you doing it because you want to do it? Or are you doing it because you're being pushed or expected to do it? And then we take a look at how we can balance all of those and what will make everybody happy. But ultimately, it has to make the student happy. It has to make the person
mm,
happy, and because otherwise they're not going to, either they're not going to do well, or they're not going to sustain it for a long period of time.
mm-hmm. It makes sense. So, like, what is the price like for your counseling?
The price point.
Yeah, price like how much do you charge?
Well, it really depends. Sometimes I work with 1 or 2 sessions, and then I
Mm-hmm.
charge an hourly rate. The hourly rate ranges, and it depends again on the situation, but anywhere between 150 and $300 an hour. And then if they
Mm-hmm.
need additional counseling or additional support, then what we do is we put together a coaching program, and that would really depend on the amount of time that we meet and how we're meeting, whether it's virtually or in person, or if I'm facilitating any courses, or any part of, additional resources that they would need. So if they have to go and do some updating in terms of schooling or any other skills, then sometimes it's through me and my resources, my network, my experts, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's through a college or university or some other sort of vocational school, where they would be doing that. And so it depends. The coaching programs range anywhere from say 500 to $5,000. It really, really depends on the duration of time that we're going to be
Mm-hmm.
working together and what's involved.
Yeah. So, ma'am, like, how did you become a coach?
I became a coach through life, really. So I am a business consultant and coach,
Mm-hmm.
and it's come naturally. I've gone through my own journey, and I've worked with a lot of people along the way unofficially as a coach, and just in my approach and the way that I'm able to help others and to connect with them and really find a deep understanding of what their issues are, identifying certain trigger areas, and being able to apply ways to overcome them, working with them on their mindset, working with them on their understanding of the way life works and the way the world works right now. It's much different than, when their parents were growing up. When Because a lot of times we get from our family of origin stories and ideas and things that don't really apply to today. So,
Mm-hmm.
so through all of that, I've developed and I've taken on additional courses and in different ways. And I do a lot of research to be able to help my clientele. And that's how I develop my coaching business, just helping one person at a time.
Wow. So, like, you still have to work hard, like take courses, some courses, like if you feel like you need knowledge in a particular subject. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not about, keep taking courses and keep learning. I think everybody in life should continuously learn. When you stop learning, you're going to stop developing, you're going to stop living. Other people are going to surpass you. The world is evolving at such a fast pace right now that you have to keep up with it. You have to look at what's new and what's trending and what's out there and what's changed. Right now with COVID, everything is being done online. That's a huge change from what it was like before. So many opportunities are coming up for individuals that they never would have had before, because now they're able to reach, like you and I are speaking. You're in India, I'm in Canada. This was not possible a few years ago, or it wasn't probable. I mean, I'm sure it was possible, maybe, but it wasn't probable. Now it's the norm. I speak to
Mm-hmm.
people from all over the world. I work with individuals from all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
really, for me to be able to administer this kind of service, um, and to be able to give, effective advice and really point people in the right way, I do have to keep up with time. So yes, of course, it has to be, on a basis of training and of development. Every person needs to maintain their development. Even when you're a licensed and practicing physician, you still have to
Mm-hmm.
go and do updating to your knowledge, to your experience, to your education. It doesn't really matter what profession you're in, you keep having to update. Even with technology, I mean, there are always new things that are coming out. And even with the current platforms and programs that we're using, they're constantly changing. So you always have to keep up with that.
Mm-hmm. So as you mentioned, you were in business. So like when did you realize that you should be a life coach, or like someone suggested you?
So I've been in business for over 20 some odd years. I've been coaching probably for the same amount of time without really the title of coach. I've been
Mm,
helping people throughout my entire career, almost my entire life. I just have a
mm,
way of connecting with people, and it was just a natural progression to add
mm,
that to my portfolio and to offer it as an essential service, really, because a lot of people right now, especially, need the service. So it's my
mm.
duty, I feel, to be able or to go out and help as many people as I can.
Yeah. So ma'am, like you have worked with people more than 20 years now. So like, what was the most challenging case for you? Like you could
What was
not understand like most challenging case
well,
for
my most
you.
challenging case? You
Yeah.
know, the most challenging cases are the cases where people are unwilling to make a change
Mm,
because of they're afraid of what that change is going to look like or that they won't succeed. Those are the
mm,
most challenging cases, but I can tell you that once you take that first step, it's so
mm,
much easier to get
mm,
to where it is that you want to go.
mm,
So I had somebody that I was working with, and they had a lot of limiting beliefs, a lot of self doubt, a lot of insecurities, and a lack of confidence. They really
mm,
didn't feel like they were going to be able to do it because their entire life they were told you can't, you won't,
mm,
you're not that type of person, you're more of an introvert. And together we were able to work and overcome all of that. And not
mm,
only are they thriving right now, but they are speaking and
mm,
they are motivating other people to do the same to
mm.
overcome their own challenges.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. So like this is kind of difficult process to change the thinking of an individual. So like how many hours does it typically take like
Well,
to change that thing?
yeah, you can't really gauge it by amount of hours. A lot of the work is done by the individual. So
Mm,
coaching and consulting, I'm
mm,
also a consultant. So coaching and consulting are completely different
mm,
approaches. With consulting, it's our job to give resources and sources and say, these are what we are recommending. You have to pick one. This is what you should be doing. With a coach,
mm,
it's much different because coaches don't tell you what to do. They help you find the solutions yourself with a guided process. So
mm,
I often use the analogy of, when you go bowling, you have the gutters
mm,
on the sides, right? So you have the
mm,
guards. And so the
mm,
coaches are sort of like the guards that keep the ball from going in the gutter and keep you on
mm,
track to get that
mm,
strike, right? And
uh,
basically, that's what we do. We kind of help you with the right thinking, with the right
mm,
questioning, with the right
mm,
researching to come to the
mm,
to the realization of where it is
mm,
that you need to go. So we guide the process, but we don't
mm.
give you the solutions. It's up to you to reach
Okay.
those solutions with our help.
Yeah. So like basically you would not give answer to him directly even if you know, and like you would ask a series of questions to help him realize that okay, this is what you should do. So like I
Right.
think this is, yeah, more permanent process, right? So like he doesn't know, so he would think that oh, this is like automatic process. Like I have like figured out my life on my own. So I think that would make him more happier and like more confident in his plan.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people think that they can help themselves by
Mm,
reading self help books, by learning other people's approaches and programs.
mm,
And the
mm,
truth is, if they were able to do it, they would have done it already. Reading
mm,
as many self help books as you can does not
mm,
necessarily mean that you're able to apply the
mm,
information that you're learning, right? So when
mm,
somebody is
mm,
giving you advice, and a lot of these books give you great advice,
mm,
but if you aren't able to accept it because you have certain blocks in your mind,
mm,
then it's
mm,
not going to help you. But when you're
mm,
working with someone able to
mm,
identify those blocks with you and
mm,
who's able
mm,
to sort of break it down and help you understand what's blocking you, then it opens up your mind and you can
mm,
see the solution. So you're
mm,
identifying it, you understand it. Somebody else
mm,
telling you what to do is not going to teach you that that is
mm,
what you should be doing, right? It's just
mhm,
like as parents, we tell our children, this is what you should do because this is what's best for you. And as kids, we don't
mm,
understand that. When we get
mm,
older and we
mhm,
actually go through the process and get that life experience, then we're able
mhm,
to fully understand why our parents said and did what they did.
mhm,
Um, but until then, we're not able to
mm,
process that. And it's the
mm,
same thing with clients that I coach.
mm,
I can't
mm,
sit there and tell them and direct them. I can only lead them to a certain point, but from there on, they
mm.
have to do the work on their own.
Yeah. So, ma'am, there's a problem which happens more often in India. I am not sure about US and Canada. So, like, if a student is interested into dance or singing, so he or she want to pursue their career in that field, but the parents would not allow him to do it. Like they would they would ask him to stay in academics or like be in studies only. So, like, how do you convince their parents?
Well, I mean, it's every case is different. It would really depend on the situation itself. I would look
Mm-hmm,
at the family dynamics and I would see what is causing the parents to say that. Many
mm-hmm,
times it's because the parents themselves don't understand how the
mm-hmm,
industry works. They don't
mm-hmm,
understand the opportunities available to people right now, and they don't
mm-hmm,
understand their child. They have their own preconceptions of, especially when you talk about singing and dancing. It used to be so difficult to break into the industry that
mm-hmm,
they said it was, like a starving artist, right? No parent wants to see their child give up
mm-hmm,
on an education and pursue something that they have little chance of succeeding in. So it's
mm-hmm,
breaking down that stereotypical mindset and just
mm-hmm,
making them understand or helping them to understand that nowadays there are so many opportunities out there for these types of situations, including, all of the contests that are out there, all the
mm-hmm,
different platforms that are available for rising artists to get themselves known. But I would
mm-hmm,
also work with the individual to understand that they may not reach the success that they want, because not everybody does, but they can
mm-hmm,
establish, if they're good enough, they can
mm-hmm,
establish a following and they can do something online, because it doesn't matter whether you're on a big stage or a smaller stage, as long as you're doing what
mm-hmm,
makes you happy,
mm-hmm,
then it's really, that's going to be fulfilling enough. So, and if
mm-hmm,
you get noticed, and if you happen to be one of the lucky and blessed ones, to reach that kind of stardom that you're looking for, then that's a
mm-hmm,
bonus. But you
yeah.
have to understand not everybody is suited for that kind of life, right? Not everyone is going to reach those kinds of successes. So it really is a fine balance. Of course, you
Mm-hmm,
have people, we hear of lots of people that break into the industry, lots of people that just
mm-hmm,
have their things online and they get noticed, so they get their big
mm-hmm,
break. Um,
mm-hmm,
but that's how I would go about it. I would look at, first of all, is the person talented enough to be able to pursue that? And if they are, then the
mm-hmm,
parents should be on board, and that's when we would go and speak to them.
yeah. So like you help both parents and students like to clear their doubts so that like they would not have any conflict. They would not have conflicts anymore.
Right. So a lot of what I do is conflict resolution. Again, I work with a basis, a foundation
Mm-hmm,
of emotional intelligence, and that
mm-hmm,
is the driving force for success in all areas of life. So we work
mm-hmm,
on establishing healthy relationships and clear communication to
mm-hmm,
eliminate the confrontations, to eliminate all of the different conflicts that can
mm-hmm,
occur when people don't see eye to eye.
mm-hmm. So ma'am, when your consultation rate was higher right now or when you just started your career?
I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
I mean, like a lot of people come to you with their problems. So are you good at solving the problems or like you were when you just started your career?
So you're asking if I'm able to help them solve their problems?
Yeah. So like that is what I am asking.
Yes. So that is the goal, right? When people come to me, they have a problem, and my job is to help them come to some sort of resolution. So we would do whatever it takes to
Mm-hmm.
get them to that point. Yes.
Yeah. Ma'am, so last question. So like what advice would you give to high school students?
What advice would I give to high school students in terms of what they pursue?
I mean in academics or like in anything you want to give like.
Okay. So first of
Mm-hmm.
all, for high school students, I would say enjoy
Mm-hmm.
your high school career. This is your
Mm-hmm.
time to still be a high school student. It's
Mm-hmm.
important to focus on your future, but it's also important to enjoy your moments, right? Because you're not going to get them back. Our high school
Mm-hmm.
career is one of the most fun times you can have. It's a time for self discovery. It's a time to really explore all of the different things, to establish relationships. Because when you graduate from high school, you still want to look back and have good times, good memories. You want to make good friends. And then you look at your options, you look at what's out there, you look at where the future is heading, you look at what your strengths are and what you enjoy doing. And then you have to find a balance. Is what I'm looking to do, is what I'm enjoying going to carve the kind of the kind of future that I want for myself? Because if I want to do something that I really enjoy, but I know that that kind of career is not going to give me the income, the flexibility, all of the different perks that come along with it for the type of life that I want, then maybe I want to rethink what I want to do. But maybe there's something that I can find that I do enjoy that's similar, not exactly, but will give me the kind of life that I'm going to want. Because if I want to, retire at an early age, if I want to have a future where I can travel, where I can live in a nice house and provide for a family, and have the flexibility maybe to work from home, we're talking post COVID now, hopefully. Uh, so those are the areas that you have to consider when going. How long do I need to study? How much is it going to cost me to get my degree? Do I even need a degree for what it is that I want to do? So I would give the high school students the advice of just doing a lot of research, and maybe when you're interested in a career path, maybe look for a mentor, someone who's already doing what you're thinking of doing, and asking them a lot of questions. What is life really like? How are you enjoying it? How long did it take until you reached success in this area? And can I shadow you? Can I really follow you around and see what it's like to be in the day of you or in the week of you? And understand what's going to look like when I'm older. What is that going to look like when I graduate? And is that really what I'm going to?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for your time, ma'am. It was really nice talking to you.
Thank you. You as well.
Yes, ma'am. Have a good day there.
Yeah. So, can I ask where is this going to be shared? Like, what kind of in what kind of interview is this? Is this for a show, for a magazine, for a publication? What is it for?
Ma'am, like I usually interview college students, like about their college experience. So like I have a YouTube channel. I will share the link of that with you. Like I will upload it there.
Mm-hmm. And you're
So
going to
I
share.
think, yeah, and I am going to share.
You're going to share with me the link of where this is going.
Yeah, I will share the link of my YouTube channel. That is where I'm going to upload it.
Okay. And when are you going to upload this?
I mean, after some time I will upload it maybe in 3 4 hours. Cause
Oh,
like
today.
I have I have another interview coming up like from University of Waterloo. So like
Mhm.
I will upload them both together. So like first I have to download it and like edit it, and afterwards I will upload it.
Okay, perfect. And you'll let me know when that happens?
Yeah, yeah. I will send you the link of your interview.
Okay, perfect.
Like
I
ma'am,
really appreciate it. Thank you so much and good luck with everything you're doing.
good luck with you. You too, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Bye, bye, ma'am.
Bye bye.